Good, chilly, snowy Thursday afternoon to y'all, January the 4th. I don't know what kind of weather you're having, but we woke up this morning to about 3 inches of snow, and it's a very powdery snow, not very wet, and it's not sticking to the roads. I don't know if that's because the plow has already been by or what, but it is a very pretty snow, and it'll last a while because it's still in the single digits here, but that's okay because Monday it's really going to be beautiful here. I hope that you guys are experiencing lovely weather, whether you like it cold or whether you like it warm or whatever. Today I am making some feathers, and these are feathers that I made a while back, and I really do love them. And I wanted to start incorporating more feathers into my flow journals. And I got a new batch of fabric and a new batch of fibers and a new batch of embellishments. And I thought, you know, I want to do something new. I want to do something different for the flow journals. So like I said, these are feathers that I made a while back. But I wanted to try some mini versions of this. This is not my idea. This is an idea by Sigrid Soto, and I think, she's very inspirational, and it's her idea, guys, so not mine. I can't take credit for this lovely, lovely thing. But I had my papers and my homemade Mod Podge and everything out today, so I thought, well, I'll just mock up some feathers. And I wanted to show you how to do this. It's a great craft to do on a snowy day because all you need is paper, a little bit of wire. This wire came from the pound shop, the dollar store, and it came three to a pack. One was black, one was red, one was silver. They are different gauge wires, but I've used the silver and the red and the black. And they're all, you know, I don't know the gauge difference, but it's not that much. And if you don't have this, then you might have bread ties laying around that you want to get rid of. Just strip the paper off the bread tie and use the metal part of a bread tie would work just fine. I love feathers. I'm a little Indian girl, and I have always gravitated to feathers. I think they're very interesting. My intuitive friend told me one time that when I found a feather in my path, that meant that I was on the right path, and I take a lot of comfort in that. I think that it's good to know, you know, to get a message that you're on the right path. You're doing the thing that you need to be doing. I love getting messages like that from the universe. There is a great book called Animal Speak, and I've talked about this before. It's by Ted Andrews, and he talks about the spiritual and magical powers of creatures great and small, and there's a wonderful section about birds and flight and feathers. So I just thought today would be a good day to just kind of sit here and think about feathers and think about dreams and think about the significance of feathers and make us some feathers as well. This is a really simple project, y'all. Let me show you how the paper starts. And you can use any kind of paper. I would suggest that it be a lighter kind of scrapbook paper. This came from a pack called Dendrology. Dendrology is the study of trees, and this is I can get lost looking at this paper pack. It is really, really beautiful. But you start out with a piece of paper like this, and you're going to fold it like that. Now, you can do it like this, y'all. If you want like the bigger flowers, you can just use half of a sheet of paper like this. You're going to use a tuck method where you're going to tuck your wire in, see, like that. So if you do want bigger feathers, then just use a half a piece of paper. All right, to make the smaller ones though, we fold the paper in half, and then we're going to fold it again like this, and then we're going to fold it again. There's no big trick to this. You know, what we're getting at is some basic rectangles that we can work with. All right, so we folded it like this. Take it to your paper cutter and cut here, and then cut here. We've got one more fold to make. Sorry, the inside of your paper should look like that. So you're going to cut in half here and cut in half here. And what you have when you do that is a piece of paper that looks like this. Okay, so you're going to fold your pieces of paper. These are like, let's see how big they turned out. My math skills aren't good. This is 6 by about a little over 2 3/4. If it's folded out, it is 5 3/4 by 6, of course. But we're looking for that folded paper. Now, the way I do this is I use a little bit of double stick tape. And I need my glasses because I can't see that. So we're going to use a little bit, and this is the, you know, the regular kind of double stick tape. You might have the kind that pulls away. And I have done a very bad thing in that I did not mark my end on my tape. So let's see if I can, I think I got it. Good grief, it's my lucky day. That usually doesn't happen like that. Alright, now what I do here is, sorry, it's not one, it's wanting to shred a little bit. Come on, tape. I probably should have done this first. Alright, so what we're going to do is pull out some double stick tape. We're going to put it about right here. Take old scissors and snip that off. And then I put another piece of tape here. Now this is going to hold my wire in place. And then fold that like this so you don't lose the end of it. There we go. Much better. Like I said, the wire that I'm using is from the dollar store. And I just kind of eyeball it. You don't want the wire to go straight to the top. It's better if it just kind of just don't stick it right to the top. And it's okay if it's wiggly, you know, that gives it a lot of nice form. This is about the right length. I don't know how long that is. Let's look. That is, if it were straightened out, it'd be about 3 1/4 inches long. And we can make, we can put 6 feathers on here. I'm not going to measure each one because that's really the charm of the whole thing, is that they all turn out very differently. 1, 2, this is also a really good way to use up like scrap paper, maybe that has a hole in it, or you know, maybe you've tired of the pattern or whatever. It's a great way to use scrap paper. But I love that dendrology paper. Whoa. It's so pretty. It's very inspiring. Okay, so we've got all of our wires cut. All right, we've got our first one down. All right, now just kind of eyeball it. And, you know, you can get one feather here. Looks like you can probably get another one here. Okay, so that's 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay, that looks about right. I think that one, I'm sorry y'all. There we go. Alright, so that's what we're looking for. And the double stick tape just kind of helps this whole thing stay together. I've got a little bit of homemade Mod Podge here. So I'm just going to hit the paper like this. Sometimes your wires move. That's okay. Just kind of hang on to them. And brush that Mod Podge all the way up. Not too much. We've got this one a little too close to the crease. Okay, there we go. That looks good. We do need some down here to hold these in place. Alright, and now we fold the paper. And when you fold the paper, it's really good to take your finger and kind of squeeze around the wire so you can see the wire, you know what I mean. So you're just going to kind of rub around the wire. That one's going to have a really pretty arch in it. Like I said, you can use any kind of wire. You can use bread ties. You can use whatever you want. Okay, so that is what this looks like. What I like to do is make a whole bunch of these and then put them in my start box downstairs. And then that way, when I am watching TV at night, then I don't watch a lot of TV, but at night I really do try and be sociable with my fella. And we watched X-Files last night. That was really good. We'll watch a movie or something like that, but I really need busy work for my hands, or quite frankly, y'all, I just fall asleep. So there we go. Gotta keep those hands busy. So this is what you're looking for. These have to dry. It's best to let them dry overnight. Now I did use a heat tool to dry this, but I want to show you what the next step is. We're just going to kind of just be sure and let them dry. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of cut that one out. And I can, because I pressed the wire like this, I can kind of see a shape. So I cut around the feather shape like that. Now, this next part is what takes a long, long time, but it is so worth it. Small scissors work best, and I'm only going to do one of these right now because I can tell it's not quite as dry as I would like. You're going to cut very thin, fine cuts. And it's okay if something falls out of your cut line. Not a problem. Get as close to the wire as you can. It is super fine cuts. I can only do a few of these. I think a lot of us have, because we're working so much with our hands, sometimes we have a little bit of issue with our hands. And then you can do it either way. You can turn it like this and snip, or you can work from the front. I kind of prefer working from the front because I can see the wire. Remember, this is the side that we pressed so we could see the wire. Wow, do you guys hear the wind? We've got crazy wind today. Crazy wind. Uh-oh. My heart goes out to you folks that have below freezing temperatures, good Lord, minus temperatures, so many of you. I spoke with my son this morning, and they just moved from the city to the suburbs, and it was so fun to have a conversation with him about firewood. That's something that I kind of never thought would happen. He was so cute talking about his firewood. Okay, guys. All right. You can kind of spread your little feather out a little bit. You can cut chunks out of it if you want. And kind of trim it up. But it really does make a really sweet little feather. I know it's probably kind of hard to see. There we go. Isn't that just fun? It just makes a precious little feather. So give this a shot and see how you like it. And I would love to see any photos that you guys, of any feathers that you made. So whether you make your feathers tiny or big, it's a great craft for a snowy winter's day. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me. And I will talk to you soon. Bye.